Hey kids, check out who my guest is today. Broadway.com Audience Choice Award winner, Broadway.com video blogger, and that guy that makes out with Idina Menzel every night and if then, Mr. James Snyder. Hello.
Hello.
How's life on Broadway?
I really can't complain.
Is this like your longest theater run you've ever done?
Hands down.
Right?
Hands down,
I mean,
yeah.
like you were on Broadway one other time in Crybaby, which we'll get to. That was a brief,
That was a quick stint.
abbreviated run.
I vaguely remember being on Broadway.
Not what it was supposed to be. and look at you now. This is like a run.
This is a run. We're over 200 shows at this point.
So how's that going?
It's really tiring. 8 shows
Yeah.
a week. I'm like, we're hitting like that year point where we started the DC, the out of town. I was like, I've been doing
Right.
this a long time.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, when you love the people you work with,
Right.
Literally, I was just telling Brian Yorkie and his dad that I was just like, this is one of the best jobs I've ever had. It's
Yeah.
probably the best job, you know. And so I come in and we talk about our lives, and it's like a family, and then we happen to do a show in between, sort of like the fun that we have.
That cast is super cool.
Yeah.
When they first announced the cast, I thought it was like I cast it. I was like, let me just put a bunch of people I like in one show.
It's a much older cast too. Everyone's got their people that they're with. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people are married in the cast and just want to come in and do their job.
Right,
And
right.
so everyone's already been through all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, Idina is the show. You know, and so Idina Menzel.
Oh,
she's
right.
an actress.
That girl.
Yeah.
Girl. The supernova. The blazing supernova.
She is indeed
That
a
is.
blazing supernova.
Blazing
My
supernova.
goodness, sometimes I burn myself. Good chapped lips. No, she and so everyone's on the same page. We're here to sort of serve this story, and all the way from the producers down, from David Stone
Yeah.
to Michael
Yeah.
Greif. Everyone has just been amazing. I mean, and everyone's already sort of helmed a show on their own anyway.
Right.
You know, it's like when every single supporting character could easily handle their own show.
Right.
And so, and we're having fun, so all the ego's out of it.
But thank God for that blazing supernova, huh?
Yeah.
You probably get a lot of you have a lot of in-Snyders, right? Is that what they're called?
They're called.
Your
Yes,
fans?
my fans are called In-Snyders.
In-Snyders.
I guess we're calling that. I don't know.
Who made that? Somebody
I don't know.
made that
Yeah,
up. Are you
I
okay
think-
with? Are you approving
I think
that?
I'm okay.
It's all right
I'm
for
okay
now.
with it. It's all right for now. I can't.
In-Snyders. Do people ever like try to get you to like communicate to Edina
That's
for them?
Mostly a good portion of
You're like a link. You're a link for people.
My fan mail is pretty much like, hey, you're wonderful. Do you mind having Idina sign this thing? And I'm just like, I'm sorry, just letting everyone know.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but like, I'll sign something if you send it in if I get to it. But if you just want, it's going in the garbage. I hate to say that, but
I think that's
well, no.
fair.
Technically, I put it in a pile. I save all my fan mail, so it goes in the pile that I won't be doing anything with.
It's in a
so-
pile. It's in a
yeah,
pile.
it's
It'll
in
be in
a-
a storage unit at some point.
Yeah, no, it'll be in my mom's attic, next to all the Crybaby stuff. But that file for the fan mail was, yeah.
Right. You can write to Edina directly if you need to.
Yeah, you know, and she does read everything, and
Right.
she's wonderful. I mean, she really is giving,
Right.
but I mean, she's a little overwhelmed right now. I think.
Right. Tell me about Edina. Like, did anything surprise you about her?
Yeah,
Or like,
I mean, from the get-go, I actually, for my audition, I didn't read opposite her. There was a camera in the room, and it was everyone except her, because I
Okay.
think she was in LA at the time. And so we had like a Monday that I was working at the Williamstown Theater Festival on a project called Johnny Baseball.
which I saw.
Yay!
You were great in that.
It was so much fun. But I drove down on a Monday and just basically read through the script with Edina, and like almost like we were sort of
Before you had it.
rehearsing.
Was it your chemistry
No,
test?
no, it was kind
Or
of
you
a
already had
chemistry
it?
test. I already had it. That being said, I always believe the job's not mine until opening night. You
Right,
know,
because you never know- you never know what's
it
gonna
keeps- You
happen.
just gotta keep it. You know.
Well, have
keep
you had a lot of
cautious.
those scary moments in your career where you're
No,
like,
but I've had a lot of close calls with it being second for something, or also I think kind of my own personality is. It's just such a hard business. One waits for things. I've tested for a lot of pilots in my life,
Right.
and it been like this close, or, I mean, I could name a lot of Broadway shows I won't, but that I've come second, third, been in the mix for, you know, and so I think it helps with the heartbreak a little bit. A slight amount of cynicism, unfortunately,
right.
towards that thing. It, you know, and I'd love to be able to let that go, but.
and you are kissing Edina. That does happen in the show. That's still in the show.
Definitely happens.
Now, when one of you is sick, I'm wondering about germs when there's like onstage kiss. Is she ever
B vitamins?
Is she ever like, I'm at Radio City next week. Like, let's not touch.
Yeah. Like we do touch, but it's like
very light.
Hit the Zycam early, and then the duration of the kiss.
It's terrifying how Broadway casts get each other sick.
Oh man, and it's been crazy this year. It's like we watched Les Mis get sick, and then we got what they had, and then it just slowly went through our cast, and then went through such and such. Yeah, it's
and you have kids, and a lot of you have kids. You have
Edina,
a kid.
Yeah,
Edina has kids.
Yeah.
LaShawn's there's kids.
It's just
kids have germs.
We come to work from a petri dish, and then it becomes a petri dish, and we incubate, and then there are 1,300 people breathing our direction too. So at any given night, not that I don't think it could really make it that far, but you know,
you never know.
We come in contact with a lot of people, so.
So who do you think backstage is most sick of your video camera? Because you've been doing this great. Thank you for doing the video blog.
Yeah.
The people love it. Hey Kid, the video blog.
Yes, Hey Kid, and I love doing it. That being said, I'm exhausted. It's been
a lot of work.
Weeks. It's
winding down.
We're winding it down.
We're winding it down.
The person who's always the fastest to make fun of me is Ryan Redmond. She'd done one before, and she's
video blog veteran.
So funny and brilliant and all of that. And she says, "Why are you still doing this? Are you really?" Like I'll have. She's like, "Come on, like what? Just like." And I get it. It's fun, and I've also sort of taken it upon myself to learn how to edit a little bit, and just like devote that time to sort of creating stuff and come up. It's a creative outlet.
You've done a great job.
For
It's
me.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I try and have fun, and I get to meet people that I don't get to really. The ushers, I got to meet all of the ushers, or the people at the box office, or concessions, the bartenders, the people that we don't. I mean, I go into work and I see a bunch of crew people and stuff, even the musicians and the crew people. So.
You're like an ambassador for the cast with them.
Yeah, it's fun.
And the fans love it, right?
I always wanted to run for politics, but you know.
Do you really? Do you have aspirations of that?
No.
Would you be good at that?
No.
No?
No. I couldn't.
You're not going to be like the president of Equity someday?
I'd spend too much time trying to make everyone happy. I think it would just.
Okay,
I don't think that
you're too nice of a guy.
Yeah. I don't like to disappoint people.
Okay, so we have to talk about Crybaby. Now, I first met you because it was like, who's this guy? They just got cast in Crybaby. I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
That was what, 2008 or 2007?
Yeah, 2007 was the
All right,
out of town,
you did it in California.
Yeah.
And you had to play Johnny Depp. A lot of people think of it that way.
Yeah. For the Johnny Depp role, I would say I'm in the movie Crybaby, or in the musical Crybaby, based on the movie
Johnny Depp,
playing the Johnny Depp thing.
I am Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And that had to be like a little scary.
Yeah.
Because people really like. I feel like even more than Hairspray, even more than like Ricky Lake and Hairspray or Divine and Hairspray, I feel like Crybaby was like one of Johnny Depp's first big moments.
Yeah.
And so then you said I'm gonna be Johnny Depp.
Yeah. That was even People Magazine did some random did an article. It was like I had like about baby, the next Johnny Depp, and I was like, no pressure, no pressure whatsoever. That being said, like what we had created really was a departure from the movie.
It was.
And John Waters was around a lot more than he was on Hairspray. He was so delighted to be a part of the process that we were in, because we got to be a little dirtier.
Yeah.
And we got to be sort of a trashy Grease. I don't know how else to put it. And the lyrics were so brilliant, and the music was fun, and it was a blast, the whole process. So that being said, it's hard carrying a musical that's not doing well. So that was rough. That was.
Did you? I don't remember. Was that a wig or was that your hair?
That was a wig.
That was a wig.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wore like a big black wig.
Mm-hmm. I said, "Give me the midnight Paul Wontorek." That's what I said. Just give me because it's pretty much had the height, but I needed that one down, and then the dark, just raven black.
Right. Did you like how you looked when you were
loved it.
That dude?
Oh man, it was awesome. Yeah, especially the number we did on the Tonys, the jail number.
Yeah.
Like I love that jail outfit of just like. Yeah, and the boots and everything. That being said, wearing Fry boots to do Rob Ashford choreography.
Oh my God.
It was
And the choreography was crazy.
And all the other dancers had like custom like boots like that were built for dancing, and mine they wanted like, I mean, they were like heavy boots.
Right.
And so it was a bit of a challenge.
So did you ever meet Johnny Depp? Never.
No, because
never crossed paths.
He was living in France.
He lives like on an island.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like a private. He never invited you to the private island.
He seems like a very private person.
See, I think
too.
after the show flopped, he should have invited you to his private island and said,
Yeah.
"Dude, just spend the summer here.
That's what.
Here's my staff. Here's
that's
my booze. Here's the beach."
Johnny, where were you? I'm still accepting that.
Let's remind everybody that although the show had mixed reviews, it was one of the 4 best musical nominees that year.
It was, yeah.
And then it closed.
And then it closed.
What'd that do to your psyche?
I ran back to Los Angeles.
Well, that's kind of how I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember and then you were gone.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? He's gone.
Yeah, well, and I went back to LA thinking, I'd been doing well in TV and film and stuff, and this is after She's the Man, and I've been testing for pilots, and I was testing for pilots again, and then I went back to LA like, hey guys, I'm back, and they were like, who are you? Remember, this is before Glee too, so it's not.
Right.
Singing wasn't necessarily a skill that people really like sought out in a sense, and so it was. It was interesting. I mean, that being said, I went back and I worked on my legit voice. I found a great teacher, Edward Sayegh, in Los Angeles, who helped me through Crybaby too. But then we really dug in getting that legit sound, like getting the size, and I found an amazing acting coach in Raphael Sabarge. And then I got married, and it was like life was great. But for me, it was a rebuilding process, I think, also.
How did you meet your wife?
I met her. Darth Vader / Chewbacca introduced us, actually. I was doing a show called Star Wars Trilogy in 30 Minutes.
Yeah, I've heard of this show.
Yeah, and so the guy who played Darth Vader / Chewbacca was dating my wife's best friend, and they were like, I was dressed cute, and her friend was like, hey, my girlfriend is a fashion designer, you guys should go on a date. And then there you go.
But you're like a Star Wars nerd. I mean, like you love it, or is it just part of it's part of your history?
It's part of the history, and I love it. I mean, I talk about it all the time, and it's like if my son were at the age that he could be, we would be watching it all the time, and his room would be decorated and nothing but.
Now, when he is, his name's Oliver, right?
Oliver,
great name.
Yeah.
Where'd the name come from?
When you have when you're pregnant, you can sign up like babycenter.com, and they'll tell you how big your baby is at the time in utero. And so 1 week he was the size of an olive, and my sister-in-law Menzel, she started drawing little olive things and olive you, and so we started calling him the Olive. And then we were like, well, why don't we just stick with this, Oliver? And we really like it, and the olive branch, the bringer of peace kind of meaning to it too.
That's adorable.
We really like, and this is a cute name too.
So, how have you thought at all about? And there are new Star Wars movies being made now, which I'm sure you're like losing your mind over.
Oh yeah.
When Oliver gets old enough.
Yeah.
Have you thought about how you will introduce this huge
love that
mythology
we're on Star Wars
to
questions
him?
right now.
Like,
This is
so
all-
my question is, do you do
So
it in
No.
chronological order?
No, well, no. In
Or do you do it? You start with Star Wars.
We start with
the way
Star
that we
Wars. I think I don't know. I just want to see his face when he finds out that Darth Vader is his father. I just want to know
You wanna
him
see,
to be
like-
old enough to see it for the first time.
Would it suck if like you were about to show him the movie and
Yeah.
then someone at school told him?
Yeah.
And then you like totally ruined that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So Joe Aaron Reed in our show
Yeah.
had never seen the Star Wars movies. And Jen Colella was like, this is not happening. And
Right.
Christian Borle's a huge Star Wars fan
Yeah,
too.
I'm aware.
He's got his collection is amazing of like these cool like
Yeah,
the
he's a mega
Stormtrooper
geek,
head.
yeah.
So Jen Colella, me, and we went over, and Jen's girlfriend, we went over to Christian's house
Yeah.
and watched with Joe and Reed Star Wars Episode 4,
Wow.
A New Hope, for his first time. I don't think he knows, actually. I don't think he knows that Darth Vader is his father. I think he might, but I don't know if it's this. So we're trying to figure out a time to watch Episode Oh, by the way, I hope
He
I
can't
didn't.
watch that. I'm terrified he's going to see this interview.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
We'll have to somehow make sure that doesn't
All right,
happen.
I will just bet. He won't watch it. He's about to have a baby too. He's about to
Yeah,
have
he's
2
too busy.
babies. He's not. Yeah.
We'll
oh
put a little
gosh.
warning in the beginning.
Warning. Spoiler. Oh God. So, but no, I really was. So it's awesome. So we're sitting there
You just
at
want to see the look in
Christian's
someone's
place.
eyes when they actually find out that
Oh, my
moment.
God.
Well, I hope that you get that moment. I hope you get that moment with Oliver. Because if some punk at school ruins
Yeah.
it.
Well, I just ruined it for a bunch of people probably watching this.
I think
too.
most people have seen it.
Right?
I think so.
Right.
They don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't know.
On your website, there's a crazy photo where it looks like you're dressed like the Leatherman from the Village People.
I am. I was.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. I did.
what
Go
is
West. Go West. The Village People musical.
The
Go
mustache?
West.
Where did that happen?
We did it. In L.A. They did like a sizzle reel.
Okay.
And we did a few numbers, but like they were music videos, directed by Jamie King, who's.
Are they on YouTube?
No. It's super hush hush, I guess.
Super hush hush, except for that photo.
Except like it's like I haven't even seen the finished product, but it was like 2-3 weeks of like. But the way I knew the book, the part, we were at W. Reynolds Studios in LA, and I look at my headshot during the dance call, and they call me up and they had a question or something, and I had a vest, and halfway through the dance call, I just took my shirt off and put the vest back on. I was like, screw it, because I had seen he had taken my headshot and had drawn a mustache on my
Big handlebar mustache?
Yeah, and I was like, well, all right. Okay, we're doing this. That's fine. A little pudge, a little too much Papa John's, but that's all right. It was so funny.
I have another
It was a blast.
credits question
Yeah.
about your resume. I read in one of your bios that you played Steven. When you were a freshman in high school, you played Steven in Godspell.
Yeah.
Who the hell's Steven?
That's the Jesus role, but in the script it says Stephen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The last production, I thought he was Jesus.
Yeah, he is Jesus.
He's Stephen.
But in the script that we had, it said Stephen.
Like Stephen Schwartz?
No, I don't.
Do you think Stephen Schwartz made himself? Do you think he called Jesus himself?
He's not like that.
You were Jesus.
I was Jesus.
Okay, you were
I was
Jesus.
Jesus. But how do you put
Stephen.
Jesus?
Stephen.
Right? I think
I don't know. I don't
looks
know
like
the
I
show
need
that
to
well,
change
but
this.
whenever I saw it, I never saw Stephen.
Yeah.
There's no, like,
I need to
Stephen
change it. I think
listed
it was
on-
named after the people who played.
Who created it?
Who created it? Yeah.
Okay.
And forgive my ignorance of who created the
Stephen.
Stephen.
You were in Carousel.
Yeah.
At good speed. Holy crap! That's all I have to say. That's one of my favorite shows, and you were my favorite Billy Bigelow I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of
Thank
them,
you
and
so
you were incredible. And I was like, oh my God, it's James Snyder. He's back.
Yeah, it felt a lot like that. It was a rough process for me too. Of just in my life, I lost my grandpa Bill in the middle of that. But then I was also having a baby at the time, so I was dealing with
All relevant themes in Carousel.
I was dealing with loss and birth, and it was all just everything was just happening at the time, and so. And luckily, and like I said, I had found an amazing voice teacher in Edward Saeg, and an amazing acting coach who I mean, I really like. It was one of those processes, and Rob Ruggiero, who directed it, really encouraged me to pour myself into it, and it's one of those rare moments where life. Although I feel like all the right projects that have happened in my life, have been where they fit very well,
right.
and it was just one of those things that. In a way, I hope I get to do it again for more people.
Yeah, can we please start?
something.
Can we start like a Kickstarter for that or something?
I know, right?
How much money can we get out of the Insnyders? How much
Yeah,
do you
the
think
Insnyder.
what do you think is the combined value of the Insnyders?
10 million at least, I think. Easy. Piece of cake.
Seems
We
pretty
can do
easy
that, right?
And give them. We'll get you'll get a ticket to the show.
You get a ticket
Give us
to
a
the
lot
show.
of money. You'll get a
ticket,
single
one ticket,
and then buy
to
the
show.
other one.
Yep.
The support Carousel. I want Carousel back.
Oh man, it's one of those pieces. I think it gets a bad rap too, in the way that people are like, oh, he's a wife beater and this and that.
Right.
Like Jen Colella, even like we got into a fight over it, like because
a fist fight over Carousel with
I
Jen
got slapped.
Colella?
Yeah, I got slapped. Yeah, I did. I really like. We had that kind of.
With Jen Colella.
Yeah. Oh man, she's a no. But I was explaining to her it gets a bad rap because people just he beats her and they write it off, and it's like so much more than that.
It's literally my #1 favorite show.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And that's my favorite production I've ever seen.
Thank you.
So Here's what I want. Let's give people a little advice. So you did Crybaby. You disappeared. You're back. You're like you're in If Then. Now you're in a hit. Did you ever after that Crybaby? Did you ever just think I'm not going to get back to Broadway? I'm not going to figure like it sounds like you really had to go through like you said acting coach, voice coach. Like did you sort of say like I have to like rebrand myself? I have to figure this out.
Yeah. What was interesting is that after Crybaby, Rock of Ages went off Broadway, and then
and you did it in L.A.
And I had done it in L.A. and I watched that sort of take off, and then I left my manager at the time, who then sort of like let me know how well Rock of Ages was doing, like. And that was a little hard.
That burned.
Yeah, a little bit. And it was something like, oh, if I'd only stayed in New York. Well, then my agency dropped me. And then in the midst of this, I had a record deal. I have an album out. I had a record deal with Lionsgate Music that didn't end up working out either. So I got all my masters back, and so sort of I had tried a lot of things and spread myself really thin. And then it took the things that I booked. Fanny, the musical, actually was sort of my start. I did at Encores in 2010. That sort of brought me, refocused my what I do to a legit musical theater sound. And then I ended up doing Dangerous Beauty at Pasadena Playhouse, and the realization that, oh, this is something that I do very well, and that I'm very proud of, and that I've worked very hard to learn how to do. So it got to a point where I couldn't sort of deny and I couldn't put off the journey back to New York.
So you went through a lot of crap.
I went through a lot of crap.
But you look at you, you're such like a carefree, friendly guy. You don't seem jaded or bitter or like. Well, you seem like you have such a great energy.
But it's because I'm grateful, you know. But what's interesting is like, you know, it does take its toll, and sometimes it takes its toll on the people around you, you know, and they see sort of my wheels get spinning, and then I do get very frustrated, but at the end of the day, I'm in such a great place now because all of those horrible experiences of singing in a crappy bar in Utah, in like outside of Salt Lake City for $300 a night, like all of a sudden that has led me here and made me the person I am, you know, and so I'm grateful for that, and I don't ever want to go back to bad times, but it's all part of this life, and so what good is it going to do me to wallow? And you know, and people are too wonderful. Life is too wonderful to not be in it and give yourself to it. You know?
So what's the lesson?
I don't get out while you can. I mean,
get out of Broadway.
Just being an actor and is horrible. It really is. Like, I mean,
that's the lesson.
Yeah, being an actor. If you could do anything else,
is that what you tell those kids at the stage door?
I do. I say, you know what? If you could, no, and that's one thing that people would tell you because it's hard. Yeah. I had to pick up my life from Los Angeles, and my wife still owns a business in Los Angeles. I had to pick up and move to New York, and then I don't know what job is next. I know some amazing projects that are on the horizon that I might be able to be a part of, but are those going to last for 4 months? Or you know, so it's like I'm right back to square one.
What would you do if you were just like, screw this? What would you do?
I don't know. My dad's in real estate.
Okay.
And a
lot of actors go into real estate.
Well, now I'm watching everybody. I'm like, wow, this is so pat. It's crazy.
It's all acting. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, like it's sales. But at the end of the day, like, but I love to teach too. Oh. You know, I really love to part of that whole cycle, the Joseph Campbell thing is at the end of this journey, you share that gift that you've been given, the things you've learned, you know, and so.
Professor Snyder.
That's it. So if anybody's looking for lessons on, I don't know, why not to be an actor, I'm your guy. No.
Thank you so much for being here. I love having you back on Broadway.
Yes.
I love your video blog. So it's winding down, but whatever. I love that you've created this thing that will live on forever.
And thank you for the opportunity to do it, and everyone at Broadway.com. It's been a blast.
Of course.
You know.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.